a hybrid wash clay seal.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today we're going to be washing this beautiful Kia, Nick's rental car for his visit here in Omaha.
Just randomly got this, was not any expensive thing, and it's actually quite nice. I've been telling you how comfortable it is and the nice sound system, and if we have a rental car, we've got to use it for a video.
And we have to make it clean. It's no fun driving around in a dirty car. And this one, I don't know who the previous renter was, and the rental company let it go this dirty. So that being said, we're gonna be doing a wash clean seal a little differently than we normally do.
And that's why at the beginning I was kind of like giving that perplexed look to the audience, to the fellow detailers out there. I'm like, why am I gonna do a hybrid wash clay and seal? And also, what is the wash clay seal?
So first of all, hybrid to us doesn't mean electric and gas. It means we're starting with incredible suds, foaming it on, letting it dwell, letting it do its job, then rinsing it off. So foam, rinse, and rinseless. So that's the hybrid part. So we're finishing with the rinseless because the rinseless is the best tool to use for the wash, clay, and seal. Now the wash, clay, and seal, very simple. The rinseless is still there on the surface. Then we add a bit of Envie ceramic sealant with our quad fold decontamination towel, gently massaging it in, taking that contamination off, drying it off with a nice plush towel, and we're done.
That's a nice roadmap Ivan has laid out for you, but I think it's time to actually get on the road, metaphorically speaking. Let's start to clean, and we can explain as we go.
Right, so Nick, you're gonna get your foam cannon ready there. I have incredible suds, just a little bit of incredible suds, but a little more of our friend All Clean. So basically 1 gallon of water, 8 ounces of All Clean, and just a cap full of incredible suds. That's gonna help clean these wheels. And even though this only has 3,000 miles, I don't think the barrels have ever been cleaned. And since we have a lot of crud on the bottom here, we'll just add a little bit of All Clean there. This is an airport rental, meaning that, cleanliness is not one of its things.
The inside is nice, but the outside, it's black paint and it's already showing signs of wear and tear. I can see some etching from bug guts. There's some scuffs on the back trunk, which I guess if you're lugging baggage in and out will happen on a rental, but I'm already seeing signs at, 3,000 miles that this thing could use some love.
Yeah, and we're about to do that. Nick has the foam cannon in his hand, so I'm gonna move a little further away because I don't want to get foamed.
I only get one shot at this. We're not foam, rinse, foaming. We're foam, rinse, and then using rinseless. So, you got one shot, make it count.
Nick is one of the only people that I know that can use almost a whole foam cannons full of foam on one car.
Well, and I'm sure I missed a couple spots, so maybe I need to use more,
No, you're good.
That was fun, okay? That's just fun. It's a little excessive, and that's perfectly fine. You're not gonna hurt anything by extra foaming, right, Ivan?
No.
Okay.
Now, to think of a foam though, does this. You'll notice the foam is separating and coming down in waves. You want the foam to dwell a little longer if you can. Now this car, we know it's a rental fleet car, and let's just say they didn't do a great job cleaning. If we look at the foam that's on the ground, on the bottom here, it's brown, which is not something we normally see.
Okay, Ivan and I are noticing we thought these were black wheels. They're silver.
Yeah, that's news to us. So the All Clean, incredible suds did a great job there. Nick, I'll rinse this off for us.
All right.
When you're starting to rinse, always check that your tip is well attached. And it is, and off we go. Whoever rented this before Nick was probably the person that got the all-inclusive insurance, and we're taking this off-roading. It just looks that way. There's a lot of mud coming off this car, Nick.
It was dirty, Ivan.
Yep, and they say we only clean clean cars. Seems to be an excessive amount of foam though.
You know what? When you only get one shot at it, Ivan, you got to make it count, like I said.
Yeah.
And it's time for the rinseless. So we're done with the foam.
Right?
And I will say, although foam is fun, we use way less water when we're rinseless washing.
Yes.
Not no water.
No, a little less.
Rinse less.
And speaking of which, let's put some rinseless on the surface. Let it do its thing.
What is its thing? What is the rinseless wash diluted at 256:1, so 1 capful per gallon of water?
Yeah.
What does rinseless wash do?
Rinseless wash, what it's doing, it's encapsulating the dirt, it's lifting it off the surface, making it easy for us to carry away with our sponge.
What's your thought process here? Are you trying to use this sprayer as a pressure washer? Is it a light mist? Like, how are you applying this? Because this is our next step before the contact wash.
Yeah, getting it on the surface, that's it.
That's it?
I'm not trying to use this as a pressure washer. I'm not trying to get it in to little cracks and crevices. We already did that with the foam and the pressure washer. Now we're simply applying it to the surface. And this is a little battery powered garden sprayer. They're a great little tool for this. We started with 2 gallons of liquid. We've done another car with it, and we'll still have at least a gallon of liquid judging by the weight when I'm done here.
So even if you don't have the fancy one, a garden sprayer, just something to apply it, even a sprayer in your hand with a trigger, as long as it gets everywhere, right?
Right. We just want to make sure that it's everywhere. This has a little built-in pump, and yeah, I have more than a gallon left.
But the question folks at home might have is, listen, I already used a chemical, I rinsed it, like why can't I just go right to the contact wash? Why do I need to put rinseless wash on first?
Safety. Even though it's a rental car, we don't want to scratch it. We don't want to mar the paint. We want to leave it back. When we give it back to the rental company, or Nick gives it back when he goes back to the airport, it's going to be cleaner than when he picked it up.
But why does it make it safer to put the rinseless on versus just washing it?
Water is a solvent. It's not a lubricant. Now we have lubrication.
I'm challenging you with questions that I have had in the past.
Yeah, same
I might
here.
know the answer, but I also have a feeling that like I could learn something because you've been detailing for more than 40 years, Ivan, and you have a slight history with rinseless wash.
A little bit, yeah.
Folks may not know that history.
Now, this car has 0 protection on it, but lots of contamination.
You're feeling it?
You can feel it, you can hear it. Even the rinseless is not causing it to bead like it normally does.
That's true. So what is that telling you?
This is a very contaminated car.
Okay. What does that mean for our process? Can we still wash clay seal or should we adopt a different method?
We're still gonna wash clay seal this because after all, it is a rental car. And it's seen a lot worse treatment than what we're giving it.
That's true. But we also say that we treat all vehicles equally, whether they're show cars or daily drivers. And
Right.
I know you're a man of principle, so there's not going to be like a level of harm happening here.
No, we're not harming anything. Yes, we could do more, but you can always do more. We could polish it, we could ceramic coat it, we could do everything to it. But we're showing you that even if you're not wanting to go down that route of polishing and ceramic coating, you can protect your vehicle. You can make it look better. You can make it cleaner.
You don't always have to do everything at every wash.
No.
And I think that takes somebody a while to learn, but it doesn't take them that long. It's almost like, okay, I just get enough reps in, I stop asking the questions because it all starts to make sense. You get a feel for what a car needs, how a wash happens. Ivan, how long do you think it should take someone to get really efficient at washing?
Let's say 25, 50 cars.
So that could be you in a year if you just wash your car every week or two.
Now, we know we had a lot of mud on the bottom. Look at my sponge. It's covered in mud right now. Touch it to my rinseless wash. Sponge is clean again. Let's get the other side. Sponge is clean. I can continue on in all safety. Now people ask, but the mud's now in the bucket. Yes, it is. It's in the bucket and it stays in the bucket. And there was so much on that rocker panel that I'm gonna go over it again But I'll do the hood, I'll do the rest first.
It's amazing how it all comes out in the bucket though.
Yeah.
The same thing happened as I did the lowers there. Super muddy, dirty, went back in the bucket. My bucket now looks almost brown.
Yep.
But my sponge looks perfect. So what is that telling me? It's telling me that what I'm putting back on the vehicle is safe.
Right.
There's a lot of science to it, but this is clean, Ivan.
100%.
I'm putting it back on it's clean, like
Yep.
the sponge is safe, it's great, it works. Anyway, there's people who haven't used it yet. You know, we get it in the comments, and by the way, we read all of our YouTube comments and respond to them. We get people who saying never use a sponge on paint.
Norm 379.
That was a very quick reaction there.
Because I'm the one that answers all the comments on YouTube, and trust me, Norm has left a lot of them.
Thanks, Norm. Because the engagement helps the algorithm, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
I'm gonna let that rinseless air dry a little bit because there's just a little too much moisture on the surface. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean the wheels.
Wait, how do you know there's too much moisture on the surface?
It's like there was a lake forming on the car.
And isn't that good for a wash clay seal because you're gonna have lots of lubrication? Rinseless is a lubricant.
Rinseless is a lubricant. Yes, it's good, but on the same vein, it's a little bad because we don't want too much. We don't want to dilute the Envie ceramic sealant. Now you're looking at these wheels going, you've got nothing on them. We have rinseless wash on. It's as effective as soap. It's just you don't see the bubbles, you don't see the suds. So I'm going around the 5 spokes with the wheel and body brush first on the outside. Because I know the inside, the barrels are a little gungy. And I want to clean the outside first, because when I pull this brush out of here, it may put some dirt on the surface. I'm gonna rinse that dirt away. And actually, the barrels are cleaner than I anticipated. Mind you, it only has 3,000 miles. Going around here, doing the outside of the wheel. If we wanted to do a true rinseless wash where we're not rinsing these wheels again, we could just clean the faces and even clean the barrels. But the barrels, we can't do much with. We can't get our hand in there to dry. So what we do is spray on the Envie ceramic sealant on the face of the wheel, dry the wheel, and we're good. But since we have the pressure washer, it's still plugged in, it's still ready to go. We use a bit of quick beads on the wheels. And the person that cleans the cars at the rental car company will eventually see this video and thank us.
Wait till they see the paint. We haven't even shown them Envie ceramic sealant yet, Ivan.
Yep.
All right, some quick beads.
Bit of quick beads here. I'll give you the quick beads bottleneck. Let you go around.
Have you done any of the other wheels yet?
No, if you want to go that way first.
All right.
This will make them infinitely easier to dry and they'll stay cleaner longer. So hopefully the pewter colored wheels won't go back to black. Now the pressure washer can say goodbye. Now Nick, this pooling, we're seeing 2 things going on here.
Okay.
First of all, it's contaminated. Secondly, the washers that do the cleaning for the rental place, they might be taking it through a car wash or they might be hand washing it. They're probably using a very inexpensive, cheap, low quality soap that leaves a residue behind. So we have the contamination combined with that residue, because 3,000 miles, it shouldn't be very contaminated. It will be contaminated, but not to that extent. But a film building soap will cause this too.
So what we really could do if we wanted to, and it was our vehicle, decon with our quad fold towel and iron remover, then rinse, then water spot remover, then rinse, and then apply a ceramic or obviously, you know, Envie ceramic sealant. We're not doing that, but that's an option.
That's an option.
If you want a deeper dive.
We can always do more. Now, 1 spray of Envie on the panel, 1 spray of Envie ceramic sealant on my decontamination towel, and look, immediately we have beading. And we can hear the contamination here.
So if you can hear it, and we didn't do all the steps, what could be happening, Ivan? Tell the people who are concerned.
We'll be cleaning the surface, that's it. Now, you'll notice I have beading here and not the rest. This panel is so contaminated that I actually need to break it into sections.
Seriously?
Yeah,
And how do you know that?
by looking at it.
Okay.
So you see where you first laid the towel down, you have beading.
Yep.
Look down here, no beading yet.
And the reason I did a few sprays early in my towel, it wasn't fully like primed and the trigger wasn't working, so I didn't do 4 sprays. It's actually 1 spray on your towel, 1 on the paint. That's how I've always done it. It works great. Like,
Right.
no need to overdo that.
But in this case, because of the high level of contamination, I'm actually using 2 sides of my towel for the hood. And I've used more sprays than I normally would, but I want to make sure that I have that beading before moving on to the next section.
And the beading is just visible in the residue of your towel swipes?
Yeah.
I would have never thought to look for that. I just follow the process usually and trust it, but all right, so am I seeing the beading? I think I am, Ivan.
Yeah. And even on the window.
As it evaporates, I'm seeing, but if I'm not seeing it, does that mean it's still contaminated?
Yep.
Wow.
And in this step, the clay and seal or decontaminate and seal, we're using the decontamination towel to spread the sealant over the surface. And we don't want to let it dry on its own. If Envie ceramic sealant dries, it's like dealing with concrete. But
So should we be drying now, or are you gonna give it a little time?
we'll give it a little time, judging by all the liquid that's on the surface there.
You wanna let Mother Nature do a little bit of the work, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'll be able to get the roof done before I dry the hood.
I think that I used all my 4 sides, so I'm gonna now redunk. After you've used the 4 sides, just redunk in your rinseless bucket. It's that
Yeah.
simple, right?
And if you're not sure, dunk.
You're never gonna look down on me for an extra dunk?
No.
Because that's just all about safety, right?
Yeah.
What do you like about Envie ceramic sealant?
It's a really quick glossing product and slick. It's almost immediately slick. Now there's a bit of a cure time, like any good ceramic sealant, but that cure is immediately gratifying, but it'll get glossier and slicker if you give it an hour.
Okay, so I see certain areas of really dark pooling. Does that mean I need to decontaminate there still?
Yeah, and add a little more Envie.
Okay. Because usually less is more, Ivan. You're always saying use less.
Right, but in this case, we also want to make sure that we have equal beading everywhere. That tells us that we have Envie everywhere.
No pressure on my towel whatsoever. Do not confuse extra passes with extra pressure. Always no pressure. Trust the towel and your lubricant underneath the towel to work in your favor the way we designed it. Time to dry.
Yep. So I'm gonna start on the hood.
Oh, good call.
Let Mother Nature help us once again.
Ooh, that's pretty slick.
Yes.
For not having done the other, step of water spot remover, I'm just used to the deep dive decontamination that we do before a ceramic coating.
Yeah, and you see the metallic popping through.
What I love about the wash clay seal, Ivan, is it's quick.
Yeah, it's quick, it's efficient, it's effective. You like it, but your customers like it too if you're a professional detailer. Because they get results without having to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Now, Nick, I'm gonna do something a little different here.
Oh, Ivan's 2-towel method.
Right, because we have so much liquid on the surface, we'll start with 1 towel to get the majority off and then finish with our drying towel. So we're not trying to dry the surface here, we're just getting the excess off. We're using this towel almost like a squeegee.
And then we follow up with the drying blanket as our twist loop.
Yeah, or the drying blanket if you wanted. But when doing this service, I like to use the smaller towel because I'm picking up and putting the towel down frequently.
Where'd you put your Decon towel in your Envie? Because I got that in my other hand and I'm trying to multitask here.
In my bucket.
Okay, back in your bucket?
Yeah,
That makes sense. It's a good excuse to redunk your towel anyway, right?
exactly. And while I'm here, I'm gonna start at the back and work my way forward. So 1 spray on the panel, 1 spray on the towel. Actually, it didn't come out, there we go. 1 spray on the towel, and start decontaminating. Now the sides are a lot less contaminated than the top was. And I'm gonna go over the plastics as well because I want to seal the plastics.
Do you need to polish after using the decontamination towel? A lot of people think you have to polish after claying.
After a clay bar, you might. After this, no. It's good enough to remove the contamination, but there's no abrasives in it. It's not going to scratch the surface.
What if your panel looks like it's a little dry?
Add a little more rinseless.
And you can do that by just grabbing your legacy sponge and letting it sort of squeeze out over the panel right before you decon, so you have that fresh layer of lubrication.
Yeah, exactly.
If this seems unsafe to people, maybe they've heard of a clay bar, but a towel seems just like another planet.
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
Give it a try. It is another planet. They're very, very different products. A clay bar is an abrasive. A clay towel, there's no abrasive involved.
I think I did a little bit too much rinseless on the surface there. I just unleashed the entire sponge and it got all over my foot. I'm like, okay, there's probably a happy medium. Any tactics?
Yeah, let that panel dry a little bit and move to another panel. Come back to it.
All right, so the squeegee method, we do this towel first, pick up some of the moisture. Boy, it's humid in here as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Welcome to Nebraska in the summer.
Squeegee towel first, and then my twist loop towel. Easy to hold, easy to dry. How do you choose the right drying towel for the job, Ivan LaCroix?
Personal preference. There is no right or wrong here.
And that again comes to getting some reps, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out, hey, what do I like? I see what they use on the internet, but what works for me?
And what works for you may not work for me and vice versa. The back has had time to completely dry. I'm just gonna add a little bit of rinseless. Yeah, these upper surfaces are very contaminated on this vehicle.
Why is that?
Industrial fallout, maybe? There's a lot of things that can contaminate paint. Now, the scratching sound you're hearing is because we're going over the textured plastics. The car isn't that gritty.
So I'm tempted, Ivan, even after I've used the decon towel, to use Envie ceramic sealant as my final drying aid.
You can if you want, but it's a waste of product.
That's a little overkill, but I can feel the temptation, so I'm acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And at least you're saying it's not gonna hurt anything.
No, other than maybe your wallet. Now, where we can use a little extra spray of Envie is on the wheels when we go to dry them. That mud was on there for so long that it actually etched into the plastics.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's white in the plastics.
It seemed very stubborn.
Yeah, it was. But now it's gone. Now the last step for me of any detail is a bit of tire dressing.
Ah, yes indeed. Much appreciated, sir. I'm gonna be cruising around in style, as does anybody want when they're detailing their car. What's your favorite part about a clean car, Ivan? For me, it's like seeing it clean in a random parking lot where I just walk out into the wild and I've got the cleanest car. I don't know why that makes me feel good. It maybe says a lot about me, but anyway, what is your favorite part about having a freshly clean car?
It makes you drive better. It makes you feel better as you're driving. Now to make these plastics look better, I'm actually putting a bit of tire dressing on them. And these are so abused that I'm having to put a second coat of tire dressing to get them to look anywhere near good.
Boy, are these wheels slick though, as I'm drying it.
Yeah.
I put a little bit of Envie on there, and then we had the quick beads from earlier, and they are slick and dry super easy.
Now, Nick, you're gonna be very careful when you drive out of here because the car is gonna be so much faster than it was.
Yeah, we gotta watch out, man.
Yeah.
A cleaner car is proven to drive faster, Ivan.
proven to drive faster. You get more horsepower. Not as many horsepower as, you know, racing stripes or stickers, but pretty close.
One thing, Ivan, I took the tire shine brush around the trim.
Yep.
I may have gotten a little on the paint, so I'm just gonna grab that towel. I know you can't see me on camera, but I'm just going right along the border of the trim and the paint, and I'm just kissing that paint to make sure that little excess is buffed off and everything looks really even.
So this Kia didn't look good when it came in here, but now it's nice, it's black, it's shiny. The wheels are no longer black. And we're gonna have to check the footage, but to me, they looked really black before we started.
They sure did. When should you use tire lotion, when should you not on anything besides tires?
So great use for DIY detail, tire lotion, tire dressing is your floor mats. If you have rubber floor mats, put it on, let it dwell for a few minutes, wipe it off with a towel. You have a nice dark finish. It's not gonna be slippery. Trim, like we did here, is a great use for it. And if you have an interior that's a little beat up, it looks a little scratched, and it looks a little worn, you wanna give it a bit of a dressing, it works great as an interior dressing as well. Because our interior clean and protect is not a dressing. It protects against static. It protects against dust accumulation and a bit of UV. It does not make it shiny or glossy. But speaking of shiny and glossy, wow.
This really cleaned up nice. When I got here, I was like, I don't love the wheels. That's because I couldn't even see what color they were.
No.
I still don't love the wheels. I can't describe it. They feel small for this frame.
Yeah, but you know, that's to each his own. This is a base model, it's a rental car.
Hey, it was fun to drive on the way here. It's gonna be more fun, obviously, because it's clean. If you wanna learn more how to clean interiors, because all we did was touch the exterior on this one, besides a little bit of window cleaning.
Yeah.
Feel free to go to this video right here.